Guys, we have made it to Friday. How is everybody doing?
I feel pretty good too. I think I finally got some sleep.
Hope it's been a great week for you all. A really interesting story. I started following Card Dome on Instagram, IG, so definitely check them out. And they broke this story where Derek Carr had accidentally received a Justin Herbert Immaculate Shield card. So it's a big card. And what does he do? Instead of sending it back, he signs the card. He puts their playoff victory, 35-32 score on the card, and then dates it from last year. And of course, this is when the Raiders pulled off the upset against the Chargers in the playoffs. And I thought this was really kind of interesting because it opens up all sorts of debate, I feel like, in the sports card, sports memorabilia space. Before I go on, guys, check out tonight. I'm going to have a live stream. Reserved Investments is coming on the channel. Great YouTube channel. He talks about collectibles markets as a whole. So it's going to be kind of more of a financy collectibles style live stream. We're going to talk about all sorts of different markets. He's been doing it for a very long time. And so I'm excited to finally have him on my show. That's Sean from Reserved Investments is his YouTube channel. Also, DPZ has come over from the Luca Nation Network to us to continue his collector series. And we will have a video drop his first interview with us with Jeremy Lee. That's going to be tomorrow. Jeremy Lee of Sports Cards Live. All right, back to the story. So again, Derek Carr basically trolling signs this Justin Herbert card. And this is the quote that we've got. Carr says that occasionally he receives a card. He gets a lot of cards. Sometimes he'll receive a card of the wrong person, like he did here with Herbert, and he'll just send it back, put that card on the top just the way that it is. But occasionally he signs the card, but he'll do it. He'll sign for the other person, but he'll do it, I guess, so crazy. He'll screw it up so badly is where he puts it, the way he says it here, that it couldn't be used. Basically, he says he does it for laughs for people that are opening the boxes, opening the stuff. And the quote here, they are savages for putting it in a pack, though. So I think this is really interesting because if you're talking about a lower end card, a lower end product, that's one thing. But an Immaculate Shield card, I assume that's a one of one. Maybe it's not a one of one, but it's an expensive box and you get the Herbert and then it's not actually signed by Herbert. It's signed by Derek Carr. And then my question then comes is, does it make it even more valuable to somebody because of the way that it went down? Basically, it's Derek Carr trolling Herbert. It's an extremely unique card, way more unique with the inscription and everything than if Herbert had signed it himself. It's just so interesting. It kind of takes me back to the late 80s, early 90s when people were chasing error cards, like the Frank Thomas rookie card, the no-name rookie card. And there's all sorts of these. If you go back to the junk wax era, all sorts of printing defects or printing errors. And there are collectors of those cards. There are people that prefer those error cards. And I just wonder with some of these, if there's a huge Derek Carr fan. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan and he is our new quarterback. So I don't know if I'm a Derek Carr fan yet. I want to see what he does on the field, but this could actually turn into a card that I think is really awesome down the line if Derek Carr turns into the next Drew Brees for our New Orleans Saints. Now, some people, I assume, are going to be unhappy about this. Some people are going to be like, how does this make it through quality control? If it's a Shield Herbert, I want I want Justin Herbert's autograph on the card. It's meant to be his card. And I totally get that side of it, obviously. If you are a huge sports card, sports memorabilia type collector, and if this is a one of one, if this is kind of a key card in that set, then basically it just takes it out of the equation. They only made one of them, or they only made 5 if it's numbered to 5 or whatever it is. So I can kind of see where people could be upset by this as well. I have a solution for this sort of thing. Now, this is going to be kind of pie in the sky stuff, possibly, but I think they could pull it off. Fanatics moving forward, why don't we have some sort of a signing day in the same way that you've got high schoolers that are picking their 5 colleges? They've got 5 colleges on the table, and then they pick the hat that they're going to go to. They're going to go, to that particular school. Wouldn't it be cool if they videoed these sorts of signings? Wouldn't it have been awesome if LeBron James, going back to 2003, actually had a sit-down signing of his RPA out of 90, his exquisite out of 99 and out of 23. What if we had video of that? You could have 2 cameras where one obviously is in front and the one is behind. So it's showing him sign number 1, number 2, number 3. But if you are a card collector, sports memorabilia person, that would be insane to be able to go back and watch that. I mean, that sort of content would get insane viewership. If you had these big players coming out of school, and you could probably even do it. I was even thinking like draft day, NFL draft. Wouldn't it be so awesome if there was a draft day 1-of-1 card where, they go up on stage, they meet with Roger Goodell, and then in that process, and I know this is probably a logistical nightmare, but if they were able to quickly stop, sign their 1-of-1 card, their draft day 1-of-1, and then they quickly move on. But the marketing just from that event for it to be on the NFL draft, every rookie goes in and signs their draft day 1-of-1. Call that a new Fanatics product of the future. Michael Rubin is always talking about he's looking 5 years, 10 years down the road. Obviously, I don't think this is something they could pull off in maybe a year or two, but thinking long-term, big picture, how do you get the leagues to work with you to be able to market these products? And this would be insane. And this would, again, kind of the mainstream watches the NFL draft. They don't necessarily collect cards, but maybe they see that and they're like, whoa, he just signed what was that? He signed a card? What is this? But the key is you catch all this stuff on video. Obviously the NFL draft, it's going to be on TV. But if you have, Fanatics has a YouTube channel or whatever they've got, I don't know, an IG channel or whatever, but they've got these events that pop up. And I've also mentioned this before with new product, have kind of an event, kind of like how Apple, when they unveil their new iPhone, they have the Apple Day, Apple event, and they come out and they show all their new Mac and their new iPhone line. That's the stuff, man. And so if you're able to come out and you've got, Fanatics, let's just say Fanatics has their own exquisite or whatever. Every single year, there should be a huge event around that and have maybe signings, maybe, have some of this stuff all on camera, throw it up on YouTube. The viewership for that sort of thing would be insane for an event like that. Kind of a launch party, a launch for specific brands. Obviously, maybe you're not doing that for every single one, but if you're able to do that for kind of that high end stuff or even just that mid tier, maybe like Prism or whatever, that Topps Chrome, your Topps Chrome release, whatever it is. These are events that people would really look forward to, as opposed to just, okay, Topps Chrome is coming out, hobby boxes drop on the 10th, whatever. We're all looking forward to that. What would be all looking forward to is a live stream launching that product, and whoever's running that content, that branding or whatever, the branding team over Fanatics has got their team together and they're talking through the checklist, and then you can associate in these signings with that. That's what I envision as the future. Probably big picture stuff, probably would take a lot of doing. It'd take a lot of work, but man, that would be wicked, because obviously, look, we're in a digital world now. Everything's on video. Every phone's got a camera on it. Everything is out there. People want video of this stuff. And so if we could see it all happening, again, talking more on transparency from manufacturers, this would be excellent transparency. Right now, it's Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. They're all doing it behind the scenes. We have no idea what's going on at the factories and all this, the printing presses. This would give some nice insight into, okay, this is what the cards are going to look like. And here's these guys signing their cards to 99, and we've got it live here. That would be a really cool event. Card collectors, and I think just enthusiasts, people that would be curious, would want to watch this stuff. All right, that's all I've got today, guys. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.